Ah, yes, the North American World Championship qualifier. What a very, very toxic event. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Does anything, honestly, riddle me this, Duelist. Does anything look not right about this pie chart? And anybody else down there in the comment section feel like this is not what this format is supposed to be about? Comparing it to the other two WCQs, we got to see, Europe was definitely, Alistair showed up as the challenger hero of the weekend over there. Oceania showed us that the 60 card Light and Darkness piles are a real deck. And then over here, the TCG just went, you guys love cool tunes, right? So I put cool tunes, my cool tunes, my cool tunes. And then Ryan came along and said, you know what? I'm going to play Sky Striker in this format, because Sky Striker has an amazing matchup in the Cool Tune. It doesn't take brain science to tell you that this deck is very, very good in this, but also Ryan is an amazing player. He very easily, with the right tool, this is one of those cases of a deck being combined with a very good player that knows the ins and outs, knows the entire strategy, and is able to very easily recognize what you need to do to overcome, his matchups. And Sky Striker just pulled it off wonderfully. And that's amazing. I get to talk about the WCQ problems later, but I want to talk about, what exists beyond this top cut. So while you had this entire cluster dump of Cool Tune here, Ritual of Light and Darkness did squeak into top 16. We did have Branded kind of bringing up the rear, and we also had Sky Striker kind of bringing it, home as well. There was more than one in top 16, which is pretty impressive, honestly. Is Engage going to go back to 2? My comment section and the rest of the community would tell me, yes, it's toxic, it needs to go. This is one of the cases of, if Cool Tune wasn't the best deck in the room, I'd be willing to make the argument that, it really has a hard time. But also, Ryan went fully undefeated into this format with Sky Striker. He was able to recognize, what needs to be done in order to counteract the meta. Now, let's look at Ryan Yu's list here for Sky Striker, because this is about to be the golden standard. You're about to have so many people that are going to recognize, well, hey, if this is how the meta is shifting, how do we change gears here? The first major things you're going to notice are the triple desires in the main deck. As much as I personally might hate this, there's a reason why this is the best slam it, draw it card that you can have. There's also the reason why you choose to play the 2 rows to, kind of alleviate some of the stress that comes off of this. Obviously, resolving desires does generate you some free advantage, and it does become very, very powerful. Now, there is a decent access amount of hand traps in here. We have Ashes, we have Ogres, we have a Belt, and we have a Droll. This gives you a good, decent coverage to make sure that, depending on the matchup you go into, this card or these hand traps will help you out. These are as impactful as the spell cards. You also have to remember, you're going second strategy now. You have to kind of take it, obviously. It sucks to say that, but I mean, that's the case. Also, double Lemon Escape to be able to provide you problem solving card advantage was really, really good. And also, it's your pot of avarice to reset your resources. Also, the Radiant Typhoon package, very, very small in this deck, but it did work out very, very, very well. Outside of that, I think 2 Crown is fine. There's no Droplet in here, by the way. It looks like we've shifted off of that. Extra deck here, still doing this package for the Fallen and Virtuous, which I think is fine. The extra deck, I think, looks fine. You're also going to notice down here in the side deck, we have Sphere Modes to board break. We have Mulcharmies to draw. Pot of Sloth finding its way into the side deck here to allow you to sculpt and be able to find those key cards you need. Also, Evenly Matched. Evenly is a very, very, very strong blowout card for this deck. Being able to have this going into, say, your Light and Darkness matchup to be able to plow through, a lot of resources away from the opponent is pretty good. And then, of course, Accusation and the Judgment. Honestly, I'm not surprised to see that Ryan did very well with this. I think the way that the meta was making the call for this right now, it just seemed like an appropriate choice. And honestly, I think it did very, very well. We also get to see some of your cool tune list. I'm not going to go over every cool tune deck that we have right now because there's so many, kind of the same cool tune list. It all kind of blends together now. Now, the spiciest thing here is we are playing 1 Delta, 1 Gamma in the main deck with the driver. I think no matter how you want to slice it, having access to the Gamma and the Delta to be able to not only, stop a key negate away from the opponent, also can slow them down and put them into a recognizably bad place within their combo. And obviously, it's at that point that, this deck will take advantage of that, and I do think that does seem like a pretty decent thing, all things considered. You also see we are playing Desires in this list. 2 Desires I think is fine, right? Like, your goal is to be able to slam this on the table, find yourself some resources, and be able to go to town. I also see that we are playing the Mana DM Reframing down here. Reframing seems like a pretty MVP card this weekend for the amount of people that were looking to set it up. Just getting it into play off of Visus seems like it was a pretty good solid choice, but this deck is really, really toxic at what it tends to do. We have one more cool tune list. This was Gabrielle's list out of the top cut. Now you see we kind of are the more traditionally standard list, I feel like, here, where you kind of, you're not playing the Delta, the driver, because a lot of people are going to say, those are bricks. Why would I want to play those incredibly bad cards? And I get it. I do. Having situations where those bricks can lead to bad places within the build, I think is understandably so. I do like this build has triple Purge and triple Spark in the side deck. And we have one more list. This is Mario's top 4 list. We do get to see triple Ghost Spell in the main deck. Actually, main decking the 2 field spells. I don't actually hate access to the 2 field spells. There were a lot of lists that I saw kind of over the weekend that were kind of taking the coin flip and deciding, do we need to have access to the additional, field spells? And honestly, I think it did come up in some scenarios. Also, we do have the Perulias down here. We have the Illusion Gates. Okay. We also get to see Jacob's Light and Darkness Azamina pile. And there is the Horseman. Yes, the Fire Code, the Protect Code, the Zena, and the Fun card. I do see that we are side decking Quackimera Guardian, though. That's hilarious, honestly. I guess Guardian does give you some protection during your turn, which is kind of interesting, honestly. We are also side decking the Magical Hats, which I think is fine. We also have 6 Dominuses built into the main deck. I think having access to the Dominuses does actually help you out. And I think that that's fine. The goal is to just make sure that the Dominus is, get you through where you need to be so that you can actually get things going. Also, the Magician Souls in this deck with the D Bellstar stuff is incredibly hot. Like, it does so much for your combo. It's actually kind of nuts. Next up, we get to see Tom's Branded pile. Now, Branded, you don't really get a lot of tech maneuverability within these lists. I feel like what you kind of get is what you kind of get, which I think is fine, right? You're still playing the Nadir Servant package to get the dumps kind of set up so that you can kind of get the initial combos set up for the opponent's turn, right? Because, who needs to do a fusion summons on your turn when we can just, do Blazing Cartesia Ignite during the opponent's turn? And, congratulations, you've basically got the entire fusion line going, which also gives you even more of the destructive power that Super Poly gives you, because, igniting during the opponent's turn. That's the whole goal of this deck, right? Tear down the opponent's field. Congratulations. We've done what we need to do. This deck is also playing the Diabels for the Floodgate, and we've also got the triple Santa Claus. Santa Claus being able to rip through these boards and just provide you with any immediate relief solution, I think is very, very, very important. And we also do get to see another Sky Striker list. This is Brian's list. Actually, surprise, surprise, looks very similar to Ryan's list in regard to the tech choices that you see with the hand traps, all being the same. You have the sphere modes and all of the rest of the same standardized good stuff here kind of coming together to give you a chance to actually play in the current format. And honestly, that's your WCQ for you in a nutshell. Not the most exciting event in the world, but I think at this point in time, it's recognizable that there are a lot of problems that need to be solved right now. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.